Mujebale. My name is Bani Kibuuka and welcome to another episode of the Ugandan Boy Talk Show. Welcome once again on the Ugandan Boy Talk Show with your boy Bani Kibuuka. And today's episode will bring you this man, none other than Kibuuka Lincorn. Actually, he's just like me. So, Kibuuka, how are you?
I'm doing good. I'm fine. I'm happy to feature on this podcast as well. I think it's a great opportunity, a great honor for me to be on this podcast today.
As you know, I started this podcast to just share people's stories and just for people to know about other people. So before we go into your story, I want you to tell us where you're born and where you're from.
Yeah, I'm by names of Kibuuka Lincorn, as earlier said, and I'm born and raised in Wakiso. We grew up like just other than other African kids. We grew up in a small town. We could hang out with all our family all the time. We kept on admiring from one another. Yes, so we grew up in Wakiso. That's all I can say.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how many siblings do you have? I think I had your young brother here.
Yeah, Ethan. I have 4 siblings.
Yeah, the elder.
Yeah. There's Ryan, there's Lisa, there's Carol, and Ethan.
Yeah.
Comes last.
Yeah, I think I've recorded something with Ethan, and he was telling me about his school. And so, where did you go to school?
Yeah, I grew up in a small town. Everything was at once. So I grew up in Wakiso. Went to Wakiso Junior for my primary school. I went to Sako St. Augustine's College for my O-level. I later transferred and went to Olenga for my O-level. I came back to Wakiso, St. John's, the same school you went to.
St. John's.
Yeah, I went there for my A-level. Yeah, and later I transferred to St. Elizabeth for my senior 6 education.
You almost forgot St. Elizabeth, and that's where you finished your...
Yeah, that's why. That was my last
year of high school.
Yeah. Then later I went to LDC for pursuing law. That's where I had started pursuing law, and I was happy. I got a diploma in law. Yeah, and I wish to upgrade to go for bachelor's degree in law. But that was a turning point, and things got a bit tricky, and had to calculate my chances and try something else.
Yeah. So when you were in school, from primary school, high school, then you went to LDC. Before you went to LDC, what did you want to study?
Basically,
what did you want to do?
Growing up, it was always about law. I admired how things run in a law court, how lawyers behave, how they dress, and basically everything about law was everything for me.
Yeah, so I know you mentioned that was a turning point, and then life got tricky.
Yeah.
So what happened there that you were not able to continue with your law?
Yeah, around that time, that turning point was after I lost my mom. That was a point when everything started changing, and tried calculating my other different options.
Yeah.
So that time, I chose to try something new. Yeah, it took me a while, but I tried out something new. Tried out cooking, because it was something for us at home. My mom was a 7-star chef, so she was too good. So through the time we spent at home, I grew up, it was all a time of learning different recipes, different things, how a kitchen is run. So it was easy for me to join this part of career.
Right.
Yeah.
So would you say like cooking was more of a talent, but or did you go to school for it, or did you just watch your mom growing up? Like how did you start becoming
Basically,
it?
it's always hard for me to explain it, but I think I get the hint.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've been able to compete with guys of around 8 years, 7 years, and they've always been appreciating me,
Yeah.
appreciating the work I do, appreciating how I do my thing. So
Mm-hmm.
it was all my growing up was like a process that led me to what I can do currently.
Right. Yeah, I've tasted your food. I mean, you've cooked for us for the time we've been here, and it's really really nice food. And like, so is that something you would want to pursue to continue with that, or is it like you want to go back to law, or what would you choose at this point between law and continuing with your food career?
Currently, I feel like I'm really settled
Mm.
with cooking,
Yeah.
and it's really something not like it's something that everyone can do.
Mm-hmm.
Like in a kitchen, we always like we all prepare. We can prepare a same meal, and it comes out differently
Right.
every time. So that difference is always within the pick of hands. Like what you can do with the same recipe, and how you can get the best of it with the same recipe. So I think it's a uniqueness I get. So currently, I think I can choose cooking because I'm able to create
Yeah.
different and give life to a new meal, give birth to a new recipe, give birth. So I'm fully happy, contented with the creation I can do.
So now that you've mentioned, how long have you been cooking? Since the day you started cooking like a real meal?
A
How
real
long
meal?
has that been? Yeah.
Professionally, I think 4 years.
Okay.
Yeah, it's 4 years.
So what are some of the places where you've worked cooking in Kampala?
Kampala, basically, I really worked with this friend. The longest place has been Holy Crepe. It's a French cafe in Korolo, both in Corolla and in Muyenga. They're having different branches. And I've also worked with Cafe Cosmo. I think it's currently out. It's no longer working. I've also tried doing outside catering. Different chefs, different people hire me to prepare a meal in their different homes. Yeah, basically, I've worked with several other small restaurants around Kampala. Some have closed out, others are still there. I also worked with Bambi's. Yeah, I think currently it's out. It's no longer working. Yeah.
But yeah, to all our listeners, I just want to bring you this guy here that he has not had a smooth path like anybody else. Like along his path, he has had hurdles, and he has had school fees issues just out of school. He has mentioned his schools. You've seen he has gone to like 5 different schools, and not because he wants to, but like because life pushes him different ways. And he tried LDC, but again, he said it's a passion that he really loved, but it didn't come out. But one of his talents was cooking, and now he's getting a career or earning something for himself through that cooking. And this is just a reminder for anybody, like, just don't settle, just keep yourself moving and try different things. Like, some people are blessed to have a clear path, but then some other people are not blessed that way. But it's hard. It's good to hear somebody like you that never quits and keeps trying and keep going. So in your cooking career, what are some of the challenges you faced?
And the challenges, I think, earlier before, when I was getting into a professional kitchen, was how to manage your speed, your time, because these are places where people just order a meal, you work on a meal.
Yeah.
So timing, like the duration of coming up with a perfect recipe is really important. That's why speed was really hard for me in the first days when I was getting into a professional kitchen.
Yeah.
So that was, but later I got used and I could push on. Yeah, speed was really not easy.
So what are some of the goals you have or the dreams you have in you with this cooking career?
The goals, like, I really look forward, they're really a lot, but I can basically break them into different sectors. My all in all, I want to open like a continental cafe around here in Kampala or either Wakiso or anywhere, but close to the local people, the indigenous, because I want everyone to feel that taste of the uniqueness of my hands.
Right.
Because I were able to create something new and some things everyone can appreciate.
Yeah.
So I really look forward to opening something like that kind.
So what is something that you need now to be able to achieve that dream?
First of all, I want like to upgrade. I could wish to first continue with more of education. I feel like I really need to get that professional touch. Like while taking a degree in culinary, cooking, culinary and art, I feel that will really up my game.
Right.
Because things are really done differently in different countries. So I really feel I need to know all. I need to have all it takes to create more. Because currently I have the hands, and I feel like if I upgrade with getting maybe a degree in culinary cooking and art, that will up my game, and it will also, even if I've not really opened up my cafe yet, I feel like my CV would be strong, like applying for different jobs in a 5-star hotel or cafe. It will really up my game.
Yeah. So yeah, that's I know there's a lot of schools in the United States that teach culinary where you can go and get an education. And now, like, what do you need to be able to like go to the United States and be able to study there?
I feel I feel it's a process. A visa, or is trying a visa is really a long process. But if you believe and you're willing to go that extra mile that is required to push and get it, I feel the recommendations of different places, different like the different restaurants, international restaurants and cafes, and also pushing hard. It's really a hard process,
Right.
And believe it, like, because it's always a visa process is really a tricky one. You can really never know what may come your way.
What country in the whole world do you think has the best cooking or has the best food?
The best for me currently, there are two countries I consider. I believe it's French and Italy.
French and Italy. Yeah, I think French, their foods are really good. And,
those are the two countries I look forward to. Even if when I'm trying to create coming up with a different recipe, I really look up to their menus and how they always come up with their different recipes. So the other countries I really look, the cooking is really good.
What kind of food were you cooking at the Holy Crib?
Yeah, basically it has been a continental, and I feel it's really the side of full pastry and continental, and I feel it's really a comfortable zone for me. Yeah.
So what is you just said your comfortable zone is good. Now, are you good at making like the local food?
Yeah, the local foods I'm really good as well. I just made you yesterday. We had a dinner. I tried out the local food.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah, that was good. We really enjoyed it. So now, if there was an opportunity for somebody to help you to pursue your education, or help you, or somebody who is interested in foods and wants to support you to start a cafe, support you to continue education, like what would you want to tell them or them to hear?
I really like, I would say a lot, But I feel in a cafe, it's more for me. It's really a big deal for me. Like it's more of bringing life of different meals, and everyone willing to invest in a cafe. I feel like it's really big for me.
Yeah.
It's something someone can never have doubt about, because you create life, you create moments for different people that taste these meals. And if someone is really willing to invest in something that you can never turn away from,
Yeah.
it's a great opportunity for business. It's a great opportunity for creating joy in different people's hearts. It's something I love.
Yeah, I have a friend. I asked them what makes them happy in life, and somebody said food.
Yeah.
And that's it. Like there are some people that just get happy when they get this opportunity to eat food. And like on this podcast, I started it to just share different stories of different people, and to just help them people to get to know them. Like I know there's a lot of people from Uganda that listen to this podcast. There's a lot of people from all over the world that listen. Like, but somebody can just get touched from hearing your story and who wants to support you. Because I know you mentioned at the beginning how like your mom passed, and sometimes life started getting hard. And I know you have other siblings that look up to you, being the elder brother. And I know that with you having this idea of starting this cafe, you'll be in position to help your siblings and support them.
Yeah.
And so yeah, it's something that I'm praying for, and hopefully like somebody can be there and listen to your story and just support you. Now, before we finish this, is there anything that you want to say that I've not asked you about?
I think we are able to touch every bit of everything in different stories. But people should always look out for good food, good meal. It's like a momentum to move on, to keep pushing.
Yeah.
It's a desire that can never end. People should always keep looking for that good meal, that you're able to create a different moment, a different feeling, a different way of tasting meal. That's all I can say, I think.
What would you tell people who like to eat cheap food, like Heavy Commando, like my brother Benjamin, who is in the backstage?
All I can say is Commando people were able to create. But I believe there are people that can make Commando in more of a modern way.
Yeah.
It's also like you can spice it up very well. You can really do well with it.
Like Rolex. Actually, I think I saw a Rolex at Holy Crib that you guys make. And it was really expensive.
It's a chicken club. It's more of a Rolex, but it's a spice roll. It comes with a crepe and chicken sticks and cheese and different vegetable.
Yeah. So what's your best restaurant in the whole country in Uganda right now?
Currently in Uganda, I look forward to Naguru Skies.
Naguru Skies? Yeah. I think you showed it to me one time when we were driving in Kampala.
I look forward to Naguru Skies.
Yeah.
I feel like it's really my home. Somewhere.
Do you want to eat there, or you want to work there? Or both?
I would love both.
Yeah. So my question that I ask people that I host on this podcast, what gets you excited about life?
What gets me excited? I love, like me, with a passion I have with cooking. I can relate it to that side. I'm always excited when I come up with a different recipe and always people appreciate it.
Yeah.
This really means a lot to me, and it always keeps me pushing to try out something new and to create more different feelings in different people's mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really thank you for being here and asking. But before we go, I want you to send a message to some of the kids there that they get to a point and their dream falls apart, but they don't really have anything to pick themselves up or any other alternative, like they can't do anything else. But here you are, you went to school, you had a dream that you wanted to pursue but it didn't come through. But then you picked yourself up with something else that now you're doing as a career.
I'll basically say, I want everyone to have this in mind. It's not over till it's over. You always have to push up your game, to try out something new, to always believe in yourself. However much you may come from a low life society, you can always push and do better. You shouldn't lose hope. You should always keep pushing, believe in yourself. One day you always, like other people we always admire, come from different backgrounds, and all the inspiration stories, these are people that have really come from low life societies. And if you don't believe in yourself and keep pushing, you'll never know what might happen one day.
Yeah. Now, who is the best or somebody you admire in your life? It could be a chef, it could be anything. Like, who is the one person that you admire in your life?
There's this guy, he's called Cake Boss. He can create, he can make anything with cakes. He can do everything, he can create everything. So I really love people of that kind.
Yeah. Are you good in bakery as well?
I'm good in pastry.
Pastry? Okay.
Yeah. Or like when people always tell me that I'm inexperienced, me, I consider all the time I grew up from childhood, and it was all a learning process. So different people may look at my age and doubt my experience, but me, I have a lifetime experience. That's what I can say. From day one, I started learning till when my mom passed on, and I was able to try and transform the things I grew up learning from our home kitchen to the world, and I'm happy that people that are really appreciating the work I'm doing, and that always keeps me pushing, and I really love what I'm doing.
Would you say you decided to take on your mom's legacy of making food?
Yeah. When after all this, I felt like with our country, I tried in different law firms, but I feel like with things how are going in our country, I was really biased about everything, the whole process. So I had to go back on a bench line and start think, how can I really push on and go forward and try something new. So I had different ideas, but I felt like with this I was more comfortable and I could push on going. So it was, with the experience I got, it was easy for me to jump onto this boat, and appreciating everything.
Yeah, thank you very much, Lincoln, for spending this time with us and sharing with us about your experience. And we are praying and hoping that somebody will listen to this podcast and will listen to this episode and will be touched or inspired or decide to help you in any way possible or in anything. Or people will get inspired, like young kids, through your story. And we're thankful that you've been able to be here and speak with us. So
I'm appreciating the moment. It also means a lot to me to be out here to talk about my story. I wish I can come back with more inspiration stories and doing more, making other people believe more.
Thank you very much, and see you. Hey there, I am Bonnie Kibuuka, the host of the Ugandan Boy Talk Show. Thanks for watching my video, and don't forget to hit subscribe and share with a friend. Tune in every Saturday at 9 a.m. Eastern Time for a new episode about my podcast. And For more information about this podcast, follow me on my Instagram page, talk_show_256.